Hi, I'm Donna Dewberry, the original creator of the FolkArt one-stroke painting technique. Welcome to the Let's Paint Studio right here at Plaid. Learning to paint has never been as easy as when I teach you how to load a brush with multiple colors where you can blend, shade, and highlight with one stroke of the brush. Our new program with Let's Paint FolkArt One Stroke this year is going to be all about learning how to paint 50 different types of flowers. And as you can imagine, 50 flowers makes the possibility endless to be able to paint floral designs. I'm thrilled that you've chosen to join me on this one-stroke journey. So let's paint. Our flower today is a tulip, and we're going to be using our reusable teaching guide. We're going to use FolkArt multi-surface paint, and let me share those colors with you. We're doing wicker white, moon yellow, apple red, and then for the leaves, I'm doing moon yellow and sap green. And we are going to now look at the brushes we're going to use, which are the one stroke number 12 flat and one stroke 3/4 flat brush. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to paint on this side to practice. And what we do first of all is we put the flower on. So we're going to paint our flower here, practice it, my actual size strokes at home with you. And that's going to make it easy for you to learn and paint with me. All right, so we're using apple red, and I know it might look like it should be magenta, but we're going to pick up the moon yellow. We're going to pick up moon yellow, apple red, work this in. Then we're going to pick up white and work that over that. So a little bit more white. Then I can just go pick up, we're in the double loader. This double loader helps you to load really well. And the most important thing about one-stroke painting is how we load the brush, because it gets it all ready for you to learn how to paint this. So then we can come practice there and see if we're getting the color. We're actually stroking, not practicing, to make sure that that's what color that we want. So we're going to slide up this brush and give a little dip in there and stand up on the chisel. All right, now this is the chisel of your brush. I really like your brush to be straight up and down, but I'm trying to leave space lean it so you can see it well. All right, so then the next two strokes are right here. We layer those right on top of the back petal. And then 3 is right here. I'm sliding up and sliding back down. So you have the petal in the back, all right? And then on top of that, right in front of those two, I'm going to put number 4. All right, so that means I would come right on top. And we're painting wet on wet, so you're not waiting for any of these petals to dry. You're just picking up and stroking right on top. And that's because our paint's so thick and fluffy, it works wonderful. All right, so you don't add water. You're going to, if you feel like it's not moving on whatever surface you choose, you can pick up some floating medium and you just dip straight into the floating medium and work it in. All right, so now the last strokes here have a little bit of a curve to them. So we're going to come up here on the chisel. This is your chisel. Go to the point and then pressure, stand up, and roll. All right, so I'm rolling towards my left, and on this one, I put my hand right in there. On this side, we're going to come up, get a little tip on that, and pressure and stand up. So that's what makes it really pretty here, these last two. All right, so you're going to practice over and over till that feels comfortable for you. And then what we're going to do is make sure we take a wipe, a baby wipe, or a dampened paper towel, because we keep this cleaned off, okay? All right. Now we do have a base on here, a little bit of darker in here. So I can pick up a little bit of the sap green on the red. And I can go right here on the pinkish red area. And then I would come right in here and get you some depth down at the bottom. A little bit of shading. And do that with a 12. I already had them, the colors on this 3/4, so I use that. All right, so let's go over and put this right here, and let's paint. First thing we want to paint on here is our tulip. So we're going to have a bud and we're going to have a full blossom. So we're going to pick up moon yellow, apple red, work it in. Now remember what we're doing here. When we work those in, now we're going to pick up white across. We just dip into it, and then we work that in, and look how pretty that color happens so quick. All right, so I'm going to, look, 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's follow that. We're going to come up and back down. Just stroke right in here again. And you're going to put one on both sides. I can get more paint. A little bit more red. Okay, now I'm going to turn this around so I can get to this side easier. I'm going to come right here and down. Okay, so now the 4 covers on top of both of those, all of those strokes. All right, make sure you have the yellow. Now that doesn't show too well, so let's pick up a little bit of white. You got to make sure it shows on top of here. Okay, these two, moon yellow, wicker white, work it in. So now watch how these come up on the edge. They're coming up and curl. Let's do this side. Now you want to make sure this bottom here gives you a nice base. All right, so there's our tulip. And then to do a bud, I'm going to come up and back down, and usually 2 or 3 strokes will give you a nice bud. All right, now we're going to wash this out. Okay, so now let's do the leaf. We're going to pick up with a 12 flat. We've dampened the brush and we have dried it on the paper towel. We're going to pick up our 2 colors, work it in. All right, so we make sure that the color's good. And then we're going to start right here, and we put pressure, slide to the tip. And this one's a little tricky, so practice as it's fun. All right, so I'm going to come up here and come up over the hill. All right, now to do the drop on here, it's easier to stop it. The dark is on the dark, so the dark's following, and the yellow's in front, and then we turn it down. All right, so I just want you to look at this closely and see that it's 2 strokes. All right, so we can also do it in 1 stroke. So I would come up here, come up to the top, stand all the way up. This is your chisel. Stand all the way up on the chisel and drop the brush coming down. Okay, so this takes practice. Up and over, stand up and drop it. And so when you go quicker, it looks better. All right, so that will make it fancy. But you can just do tall ones. I want you to really work on that though, because look how pretty that looks. All right, so I'm going to put that there because that's what we're going to be doing next. And it's good to turn around too and see that stroke as you're doing it. So I'm going to come right here, grab your bud, the big flower. Then we're going to pull straight down. These aren't too skinny. They're a little bit heavier to hold the tulips. All right. And we're going to come in here. I practice with you. And these are my actual size strokes. Remember, at home with you, so you just get on them and you practice, practice. And see, I take that to the side. We're working in, we can even put a little bit of white in the moon yellow color. I'm going to start right here in the middle, chisel, pressure, chisel. Plenty of paint, a little bit of white. All right, now here's this long one that we're going to do. Okay, we're going to slide up, stand up, stand up, stand up, and roll the brush. All right, so we can go right back over that again one more time. All right, we're going to stand up and come down. Now what I did do, a little bit of apple and apple red and sap green, and I'm just going to put a little bit of dark in here. I had so much fun today sharing how easy it is to paint these flowers. They turned out gorgeous. Remember, practicing on the reusable teaching guides right over my strokes gives you so much painting confidence. Thank you for joining me here in the studio. And remember, we just learned one more of the flowers from the A to Z one-stroke floral painting sets. And I would love for you to take pictures and share them on our Let's Paint with Plaid Facebook group by hashtagging Let's Paint Challenge. Come on, everybody, let's paint.